I think it died and had a bit of a miscarriage. Oh, that offensive miscarriage. Can I say anything? Is anything okay? Yeah, you can say the word bubbles. That's all you can do. Just say the word bubbles and no one gets offended.
Truth hurts. Truth offends. There are some truths we'd rather not think about. And you find out what it is when you stand at the back of a comedy venue and go, oh, that's too much.
But I think the artist's job is to ask questions and to challenge the audience's ideas about what is comedy, what is art, about the world in general. We're bringing back some of the old school Shapiro's experimental headfuck comedy. I feel that Shapiro's gotten a bit soft and mediocre and whimsy and that nice boy cuddly comedy, where people wear cardigans and they're very wimpy and middle class and they have no balls whatsoever. And look, some of them are nice and talented and that's genuinely them, that's their voice, but others I feel that they're just jumping on the bandwagon, and I just feel like it's starting to run its course now. A lot of the people, the great comedians who are doing this experimental stuff, a lot of them have moved into the state or overseas, they've stopped performing. We feel that it needs a bit of a shake-up. And again, we're not doing it maliciously or aggressively, it's just trying to show these young kids how it's done and what comedy can be.
It changes everything. Can you give it up for Matt, the comedy computer, Redux, featuring the music of John Dick. Now that means you applaud.
Yeah, I mean the thing with the aristocrats is it's a joke that the comedians would know about. I mean your average Joe or Joe blogs wouldn't necessarily know what the fuck is going on.
It's starting to get a little bit known, but not hugely.
I didn't know about it.
The beauty of stand-up comedy, and hopefully I can say this without sounding like a wanker.
Good evening, queers.
Is that there is that absolute freedom to say whatever you want on stage.
I'm Neville Gay Pongerson, the bad boy of Perth comedy, and if you don't like it, fuck you and Josh Thomas. Now,
So when time passes, things get easier to poke fun at?
The mother spreads her legs and forcefully ejects menstrual blood across the room, like a gloppy fountain display in a pawn shop.
Is that a smoke alarm? I fucking hope so.
Well, taboo topics that I've liked to touch on in the past include pedophilia, what else? I haven't really talked about incest. That's fine.
The future is pretty much like Europe or a maternity ward in Armidale. It's cool.
Pedophilia, crime, drug abuse, whatever it is, corrupt police, all of those things can be used to create jokes, because setting up a joke is just about setting up a surprise. It's all in the writing. And if it's well written, you can deliver it in a monotone. Like a comedian like Elliot Goblet or Stephen Wright, the deadpan comedians, just tell their jokes like this, and they don't move and they just talk.
Good evening, ladies and germs.
What is this shit? Anyway, this is a 60-year-old sketch. Why do people even come to see this crap? For fuck's sake, you're watching two inanimate objects.
I was going to bring a ukulele out here tonight, but then I realised I'm not a faggot, so...
A lot of people get offended on other people's behalf. I don't know, it's human.
I think a lot of people covered a lot of topics tonight that maybe some of the audience members might found offensive because it was about race and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes people just aren't prepared to hear what is said.
Is that your comedians have become soft. Your comedians have become afraid. Your comedians, most of them, they're so desperate to be liked by you, the audience, that they've forgotten how to be funny. Which one of you fuckers in the front row wants to hold my ashtray? I'm from the future. And you know what's good about the future? You're all dead.
So it doesn't matter who they are or what the material is, you're going to offend somebody. If you go on television and say, drink more milk, it's full of calcium and vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, the lactose intolerant will stop you in the street and say, how dare you? How dare you rub it in our faces? We can't drink milk. You knew that. You know, it doesn't matter what it is. If you go on and say, drink more water, who's going to call you the farmers?
The perfect reaction would be to have half the room love it and have half the room hate it and walk out. You know, and I want people to feel like they had a good time and saw something a bit different. Rather than that usual thing where you go to a comedy room, you have a few laughs, and then even on the drive home, you've forgotten everything you've just seen because it's all so forgettable and disposable. So yeah, that's what I'd like to see.